Hey guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com and this here is the brand new Realme X which has just launched in India. Honestly, I was hoping this phone to come with the Snapdragon 730 but that wasn't to be. This is the same Realme X that was launched in China. Anyway, this does bring up a number of cool new features, so yeah, it's a great mid-range smartphone. But how does it compare to the other great mid-range smartphone, the Redmi K20? Now, this is the Chinese variant of the Redmi K20, but it should give us a good idea about how these phones compare. Well, before we get started, I'd suggest you to hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post an awesome new video. Now that you've done that, let's compare these two big wigs. Well, so these are our contenders, the latest mid-range smartphones for the Indian market. So let's see how they fare against each other in different departments. Let's start off with the design. Okay, so both the Realme X and the Redmi K20 have gradient finishes. But if you ask me which one I prefer, well, I'll go with the Redmi. Now, there are two reasons for that. First up, the Realme X's gradient finish is nice, but it's a finish that we see on every other smartphone these days. On the other hand, you have this really unique finish on the Redmi K20 that's honestly more eye-grabbing. Secondly, unlike the Realme X, which has a plastic body which looks like glass, the Redmi K20 has actual glass and metal design that certainly feels more premium in the hands. Now, when it comes to the front, both the phones have gorgeous bezel-less AMOLED displays, which is honestly amazing for us, the end consumers. I mean, we have been wanting AMOLED in mid-range phones since what seems like forever. And well, it's finally here. So since both the phones have AMOLED, the displays here look really vibrant and have deep blacks. The Redmi K20's display is just a tad bit brighter, but apart from that, on the display front, you aren't going wrong with either one of them. Anyway, the bezel-less design has been made possible thanks to this. Yeah, both of them have pop-up cameras. But only one of them is fast. Just watch this. See how fast the camera pops up on the Realme X? The K20 is not even close. I mean, on the Redmi K20, you have to swipe up from the lock screen for Face Unlock to work, so it's already slow and the slow pop-up camera does not help. On the Realme X though, it's just freakishly fast. It's insane really, check it out. Yeah, if you want super fast Face Unlock, the Realme X should be a choice. Now, the Redmi K20's pop-up camera might be slow, but it does bring up this really cool notification LED, and yeah, that acts as a notification LED, and that's something the Realme X lacks, so yeah, that's something you should definitely know. Anyway, apart from that, both the phones have the headphone jack, a USB-C port, and a single speaker on the bottom. And they both lack a micro SD card, so yeah, they are on par on these fronts. Now, moving on to slightly more important things. Which phone has the faster processor? So the Realme X comes with a slightly older Snapdragon 710 chipset, while the Redmi K20 comes with the new Snapdragon 730 chipset. Now, when you compare the specs of these chipsets side by side, you can see that the Snapdragon 730 has faster cores, faster CPUs, better GPUs, and it should be more power efficient. Well, all this shows in the benchmarks. As you can see, the Redmi K20 with the Snapdragon 730 scores better than the Realme X with the Snapdragon 710. And honestly, it's not surprising. When it comes to the real-world performance, both of these phones offer a high-end experience. Starting off with the Realme X, the Realme 3 Pro with the same chipset is a snappy smartphone, and well, the same is the case with the Realme X. Everything seems fluid and nice, and it's great. Now, the same is the case with the Redmi K20 too. This is another phone that is fast and snappy and handles day-to-day tasks, multitasking, everything with ease. Now, these phones are the same when it comes to gaming too. As you can see, both of these phones handle PUBG Mobile at high graphic settings. And while having played quite a few PUBG Mobile sessions on these phones, I can say they offer great performance. I also did an FPS test with Gamebench, and as you can see, the Redmi K20's frame rates were constantly around 30 FPS, which is great. On the Realme X as well, the frame rates were around 30 FPS, which is again pretty good. The battery usage and RAM usage were also similar, so yeah, it's all pretty good. Anyway, it's not just PUBG Mobile. I also tried out other games on these phones like the Asphalt 9, and the performance is very similar and very good. So honestly, no problems here. But if you really want me to pick one winner, I'll go for the Redmi K20. I mean, sure, the Realme X performs really well, but in the long run, I'll want a processor that's newer and faster, and that's something the Redmi K20 brings. Okay, so it's time to put the cameras into action now. On paper, the Redmi K20 has the upper hand here, as it includes a triple camera setup compared to a dual camera setup on the Realme X. However, the Redmi K20 has a Sony IMX580 248 megapixel sensor, while the Realme X has a Sony IMX586 48 megapixel sensor. So what's the difference between these sensors? Well, there's only one difference, and that's the fact that the Sony IMX582 does not support 4K at 60 FPS, But it does not matter really because both of these phones do not support 4K 60 fps. Anyway, how do they fare when it comes to the camera performance? Well, it's really close. Okay, so we have been taking photos with both these phones and one thing is clear. The cameras on both these phones are great. They capture some great photos in almost every scenario, be it daylight or low light. And you know what? They have very similar camera performance. Now, as you can see in these photos, most of the photos look the same. But there are a few minor things to note. See, the Realme X photos have slightly more contrast in some photos, which is nice. And the Redmi K20 at times captures slightly better shadows and highlights. Yeah, there's no clear winner here, and honestly, it's not a lot of difference. I mean, I've looked hard and long to find that big difference between the photos, and well, I failed. Heck, even the portrait mode photos and selfies look the same. Just look at these photos. Well, we have taken a lot of these photos from these phones, and if you want to see full resolution, high quality camera samples from these phones, you must head to our Telegram channel from the link in the description down below where we have posted all the photos. That's not all, things are confusing on the video front as well. Here's a 4K video from both these phones. Now, here I like the colors in the Realme X video because the Redmi K20's video is just warmer. However, the video from the K20 is way more stable. It's a huge difference. The same is the case with the 1080p video. Again, I like the colors and the quality of the Realme X video, but there's this EIS shakiness this time which is hard to ignore. Look, both these phones have great cameras, and if you're worried about the cameras on any of these phones, don't be. They both are really good. However, the K20 does have an additional ultra wide angle lens which might tilt the scales in its favor for some people. So yeah, that's something you should know. Okay, so the design, the display, the performance and the camera is out. What's left is the software and the battery. But let's compare the software first. On one hand, we have the Color OS which has been improving over time, and on the other hand, we have MIUI, which is one of the most mature platforms out there. So I know what is the most important question here. Does MIUI on the Redmi K20 have ads? Well, this right here is the Chinese variant of the Redmi K20, and on this phone I haven't seen any ads so far. And to be honest, this is a premium phone like the Poco F1 last year, so I'm not really expecting ads on the Indian variant too. Apart from that, both of these are feature-rich platforms and pack in almost everything you need, so it all depends on the choice. When it comes to me though, I will go with MIUI, because it just looks more streamlined and it has a dark mode that looks gorgeous on this AMOLED display. But hey, Realme has confirmed that ColorOS will get a dark mode soon, so yeah, you can wait for that. Next up, there's the battery. The Realme X comes with 3765 mAh battery. Yeah, that's a weird number. While the Redmi K20 comes with a bigger 4000 mAh battery. Now, having used both these phones, I can say that both of these phones should last you a day with ease. The Redmi K20 has higher chances of taking you to the second day, but the Realme X isn't far behind either. Yeah, you will get slightly better battery life on the K20, but it's not a huge difference to be honest. When it comes to charging, the Realme X comes with VOOC 3.0 charger, while the Redmi K20 comes with an 18-watt fast charger in the box. So how do they compare? Well, the Realme X does charge faster as it goes to 50% in just 30 minutes and takes 90 minutes to fully charge. The Redmi K20 isn't far behind too, considering it has a larger battery. It goes to around 44% in 30 minutes and takes 100 minutes to fully charge, which is still pretty good. Lastly, there are a couple of things to compare. First, the wide one L1 license. So the Redmi K20 has the L1 license, while a Realme X unit here has the L3 license. Now with the Realme 3 Pro review units did not have the L1 license, but the retail units did, so I'm hoping that's the case with the Realme X as well. Then there's the camera to API support. Well, both of the phones support it as you can see, so yeah, no problems here. Well, I guess I've compared pretty much everything there is to compare between the Realme X and the Redmi K20. So the question is, which is the new mid-range smartphone king? Well, it's clearly the Redmi K20. The Xiaomi mid-ranger is just the better phone out of the two. It has a more premium design, it has a newer and faster processor, it has an ultra-wide-angle lens, and it has a bigger battery. Yes, the Redmi K20 will be the mid-ranger to beat this here. Now, this does not mean that the Realme X isn't a great phone. I mean, at the time of shooting this video, we don't know the price of the phone, but we are expecting it to be around 15,000, and at that price, this is a phone that has no real compromises. It has a good design, a beautiful AMOLED display, solid performance, good battery with fast charging, and great cameras. Plus, it has super fast face unlock, which is something you will miss in the K20. So yes, this is a great phone to buy. But if you're wondering which is the best mid-range phone now, it has to be the Redmi K20. Well, that was our comparison of the Realme X and the Redmi K20. So which phone do you like most? Tell us in the comment section below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to share it with your friends who are confused between the Redmi K20 and the Realme X. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching. and I will see you in the next one.